Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining on time. My name is Rohit. You are going to learn four new concepts or three new concepts in German language. The first concept is Konjunktiv II. The second one is it's not a new concept, but it's a practice that I want you to have from now onwards. That is, when you learn a new verb in German language, also learn all the possible prepositions that you can use with this verb. This just makes your vocabulary little bit broader, a little bit quite broader. Then you are going to learn the genitive case in German language. You were supposed to cover this last time, but we could not, so we'll do it this time. The fourth part is the vocabulary practice. You already have the access to the page, the web page where I have provided you the vocabulary. I hope you have gone through it, and today you are going to tell me the meanings of it with one sentence or two sentence vocabulary. Having said that, any questions about the agenda or something like that? Okay. If not, those who are joining for the first time, guys, please ask questions. I have no problem being interrupted at all. Before we do that, disclaimer, please understand if I have to teach you German and I have to make sure that I taught and made you practice whatever I thought was necessary for A2 level, I need 80 to 100 hours of face time with you. And because these are complimentary sessions, of course, I cannot do that much time, spend that much time with you. So what I'm trying to do is trying to cover all the grammar that I think you should know. I'm trying to cover all the vocabulary that I think you should know. And for that, I'm spending around 16 to 20 hours with you. So please understand, it's I'm not spending the time that I would be spending if it wasn't a complimentary course. So please do a lot of homework before you go for the exam. Yeah. Connective zwei of verbs in German language is a very important concept because it helps you uh, be polite in German language. What do I mean by polite? So there are some verbs which you should use. For example, you have the verb können. Können means like can I or may I, something like that. But if you want to ask someone for something politely, can I have this? Of course, you can say kann ich das haben. But if you want to be polite, you should say könnte ich das haben. Why könnte? We'll talk about that. But just understand that könnten is the connective zwei of können. So what you see right now on the slide is you see two blue boxes. The first blue box at the top says können and then it says könnten in blue. The second blue box says müüsten and then müüsten. So könnten is the connective zwei of können. Müüsten is the connective zwei of müüsten. Now the question is, what is connective zwei? I can talk about all of this, but please understand just this simple statement. Every verb in German language, almost every verb in German language has a connective zwei form. The way every verb has a preteritum form, has a participe zwei form. Similarly, every verb also has a connective zwei form in German language. And connective zwei form is normally used to express something hypothetical, or it may also in some cases have another different kind of context. For example, könnten is connective zwei of können, and normally it conveys two kinds of information. The first situation is it's a hypothetical ability. So if you look at the statement uh, in German, I hope you can follow what I'm saying here. So you have können, könnten, then I'm saying situation. There are two situations in which könnten can be used. One is hypothetical ability. The second one is a polite suggestion. So let's look at the one example of könnten being used as hypothetical ability. So the statement says, ich könnte dir helfen, wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte. Yeah? So ich könnte dir helfen, wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte. You don't have to use könnten. You can just say, ich kann dir helfen, wenn ich mehr Zeit habe. It will mean I can help you when I have more time or if I have more time, right? But if you want to say it like, I could help you if I were to have more time or if I had more time, right? So could is kind of imaginary, right? So when you want to say something imaginary, hypothetical ability in case of könnten, you will use könnten. In könnten, you have to conjugate for subject ich, then it will become ich könnte. If you had du over here, then you would say du könntest. If you had RSZ, you would say könnte. That means after some time, I will, one second. Let me show you that slide. So for example, könnten, you will have to learn ich könnte, du könntest, er sie könnte, wir könnten, ihr könntet, sie könnten. For dürfen becomes dürften in Konjunktiv II, so you will have to learn the conjugation of it. If you look at this one, möchten, you already know the conjugation table of möchten. Now the question is, so far, like even I would have done that, I would have said möchten is a modal verb. The better answer would have been möchten is Konjunktiv II format of the modal verb. Okay, so but normally, and that's why you are expressing a hypothetical case, right? You are not saying uh, ich möchte, like you are not saying. So if you say ich mag ein Pizza haben, you are saying I like to have pizza, but you are expressing a hypothetical. Someone asks, what would you like to have, like to eat, then you say möchten because it's a hypothetical scenario. I hope you get what I'm saying. So let me go back. So könnten, either you say hypothetical ability. The next scenario will be polite suggestion. So let's look at one example. Wir könnten das Meeting auf nächste Woche verschieben, wenn es dir passt. I hope you know what verschieben means. Verschieben means to push or to postpone. So here, let's say you are you send someone a meeting and they say yes, and then after some time they say, yeah, it's not, like it is not possible. Then you say, okay, no problem, we can move it, we can move it to the next week. But what you want to say is we could, not we can, we could, like if it, I mean, hypothetical or a polite suggestion. So you're saying we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. Before I continue, now you must be asking yourself, that means, I mean, I said that every verb, almost every verb in German language is a Konjunktiv II form. So the question that you should have is, or if you're paying attention, that so do I have to learn all the Konjunktiv II or like Konjunktiv II forms of all the verbs? The answer is no. I mean, you can do it, but you don't need to do it. Yeah, there are some verbs which are often used in their Konjunktiv II form, and only those you should learn. But of course, if you want to be an expert, you can learn Konjunktiv II form of all the verbs. But I did not do it. I also don't think you have to do it. Normally, Modalverben, you should know their Konjunktiv II form on the end of three, four other verbs. That's it. So let's look at müüsten. So müüsten in Konjunktiv II form becomes müüsten. Again, müüsten, it's like a must. Yeah. So or on a necessity or have to. Then of course müüsten will mean not a necessity but a hypothetical necessity. Something which is not real. It's a hypothetical, or it can also be a polite obligation. So müüsten is an obligation. Müssten is a polite obligation. Yeah, let's look at example. The German scenario, German sentence. Ich müsste mehr lernen, wenn ich die Prüfung bestehen wollte. So I would have to study more. Not I have to. I would have to. Yeah. If I had said ich muss mehr lernen, then it would have meant I have to study more or I must study more. But because I'm saying müsste, it's would have to study more. Yeah. Polite obligation, for example, over here, du müsstest die Unterlagen bis Freitag einreichen, wenn du den Bericht rechtzeitig fertigstellen möchtest. Einreichen means to submit. Here, let's say you are applying for something in Germany and they will say, this is Friday is the deadline. You have to submit it. I can say du musst das machen, or I can be polite and I can say du müsstest das machen. Yeah, because I'm polite. I'm being polite. I will use the connected zwei form of müssen. Any questions so far? Any questions? Okay. So what you should remember from this slide is that könnten is the connected zwei form of können, müssten is the connected zwei form of müssen, and whenever you want to use können in a hypothetical scenario, like if you want to express an hypothetical ability, more important, if you want to make a polite suggestion, or if you want to ask someone for something, right? If you say, can you please give me that, or can you please send me that email, you can say kannst du das, but it's nice to be polite and say könntest du das. Yeah, könntest du. Then müssen, again, if you are telling someone that they have to do it, it's nice to be polite and use müssten and not müssen if you are making expressing an obligation to someone. Let's look at the next two ones. So you have dürfen, which in Konjunktiv II form looks like dürften. Then you have wollen, which in its Konjunktiv II form looks like wollten. Now, if you have been doing the homework, you should know, or if you paid attention in the last session, you would know that wollten is also the preteritum of wollen. Yeah. So wollten is preteritum as well as connected zwei form of wollen. So like you have sometimes, right? For example, in English you have, right, you have read, and then in past tense it's also read only, but you just say it like read. So don't get confused. I'm saying wollten is connected zwei form of wollen, and even preteritum of wollen is also wollten. It's not a big deal. So again, where can you use dürften? So dürfen is normally associated with permission or request. So of course, dürften is associated with hypothetical permission and a polite request. Yeah. For example, hypothetical permission, imagining permission to do something. Let's look at the example. Ich dürfte das Auto fahren, wenn es mir jemand leihen würde. Yeah. So I might be allowed to drive. Yeah. I might be. So not allowed to, I might be allowed to. The next one is polite request. Dürfte ich Sie um einen Gefallen bitten? Um einen Gefallen bitten is to ask for a favor. And darf would have meant may I or am I allowed to. Dürfte means may I, like I mean might I ask, yeah? Polite request. Walton, the I don't think you need to you will have a lot of examples where you will be using Walton as Konjunktiv II, but let's still look at examples. So, ich wollte das neue Buch kaufen, wenn ich es mir leisten könnte. Yeah, I would want to buy the new book if I could afford it. Yeah, so would want to. Uh, Polite offer. Ich wollte dir helfen. Yeah, I would like to help you. Yeah, ich will dir helfen means I will help you. Sorry, I want to help you. And ich wollte dir helfen means I would like to help you. Yeah, so polite offer. Any questions so far? Okay, if not, let's look at the next two ones. So sollen, its connected zwei form is sollten. Again, two scenarios where you can use sollten: hypothetical advice or a polite suggestion. Yeah. So sollen is normally used to say should, right? But whenever you are giving an advice to someone, hypothetical advice, then use sollten and not sollen. For example, du solltest den Vertrag einmal prüfen. You should review the contract. Yeah, you should review the contract. It's an advice, polite suggestion. Uh, Wir sollten vielleicht einen Experten fragen. For example, if you're working in a, if you have an in-house role, and if you're working with a new technology and you have no idea about it, and your boss says, "What should we do?" You can say, "Yeah, wir sollten vielleicht einen Experten fragen." And by this, you can also say, like, you can reach out to a consultant or a freelancer who is going to help you. You can say wir sollen, but if you want to make a polite suggestion to your boss, then use sollten. It's not like if you say wir sollen, your boss is going to come for your neck. It's fine, but now you are like, after this you will go to B1. So now you're supposed to uh, learn finer aspects of the language as well. Yeah, how to be polite. Mögen, its connected zwei is möchten. This is like you already know möchten. You have been using it. It's just that I told you it's a modal verb. I think I also told you that möchten is it's also a modal verb. It's the connective zwei form of the modal verb mögen. So where can you use möchten to express an hypothetical preference? For example, ich möchte gerne mehr reisen. I would like to travel more. Yeah. Then you have polite request. Uh, Ich möchte einen Tisch für zwei Personen reservieren. Your friend is coming over to your place and you all guys want to go out for lunch or dinner. You call the restaurant and you want to reserve a seat or a table, right? So you'll say, ich möchte. Of course, you can say ich will, yeah. But if you want to be polite, you will say ich möchte reservieren. Any questions? Okay.
Rohit, just one question. In Vielleicht is also for maybe, I think Vielleicht, this
Where?
word in
Where is it? Which box?
uh, wir sollten vielleicht in
Vielleicht,
this
yeah,
polite
no, vielleicht is like
vielleicht,
maybe, yeah, but
sorry,
like that has nothing to do with connected
yeah,
zwei.
okay, that's why it become might in the context of.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean,
Wir
I mean,
sollten.
so these translations are not exact, you know. So wir
Ah, okay.
sollten vielleicht. I mean, we should maybe ask an expert would have been the correct translation. But again, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
if I remove
Now I
the,
got it. Yeah,
you got it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So here,
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know I'm not doing the literal translation, so that's why. Yeah.
okay, okay. So like here, what you should know, you know, like from all this, I don't know if you find them nice or not slides, but all you should understand is that all the modal verbs that you know so far, now you also have to know use their Konjunktiv II form. Yeah, you have to use them. So when you want to ask someone for something, don't say können. Say don't use können. Use könnten. Yeah, don't say kann ich. Say könnte ich. Don't say like can you. You say könntest du. Yeah, this makes you sound polite. Of course, you can be polite in your body language, but if you're writing an email to someone, he cannot see you, right? All he sees is the email. That's why. Yeah, Ravindra, please ask.
Hi, Rohit. Ich habe eine Frage.
Yeah.
When we are using this modal verb,
Mhm.
so is it necessary to make a Nebensatz?
No, it's not necessary.
Okay,
It's just like I'm giving you like, but it's like how do you say? It's like a trailer. So I will after some slides I will tell you that you guys did not pay attention and like you did not tell me that did not ask me what is heter.
okay,
Yeah, I'm just giving you complex sentences because you now should know like you know like you have learned conjunctions, and you should be instead of like when you make some example instead of me like making an example of a sentence simple sentence make a complex sentence. This is my way of like telling you without telling you that this is how your sentences should look like now. This is A2.
okay,
Very soon you'll be
okay,
in B1. So you are supposed to make complex sentences.
okay,
But short answer to your question, no, you don't have to use name and zats when you use modal verb. No.
okay. Thanks, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you know, like when you use, I mean, it's important for the context, right? If you say ich könnte dir helfen, you'll say, okay, yeah, then help. Then, but you put a condition, right? I could help you if I had more time. Yeah, something like that. So, I believe we covered these four. Let's continue. So, sollten and möchten also, we also covered these two. So, all the modal verbs we have covered. That's then this verb werden. So werden is like you know normally I told you that it is used to convey something in the future. Yeah. Uh, then what is wurden? Again, basic definition is wurden is the Konjunktiv II or K II form of werden. So again, it can mean hypothetical action or it can mean a polite suggestion. Let's look at hypothetical action. You know, ich würde die neue Software ausprobieren. Yeah. So, if I had said ich werde the neue Software ausprobieren, it would mean I will, you know, I will try out the new software. But you are saying ich würde, so I, not I will, like you know, I would, you know, I may, yeah. So I may or would. So ich würde die neue Software ausprobieren. And then again, the Nebensatz is not necessary, but I'm giving you some condition, you know, normally. When would you do it? Wenn ich sie hätte. Yeah. Uh, Again, no one asked me what hätte is. I'll tell you in some time what is hätte. Then würden can also be used when you are making a polite suggestion. Uh, or like, you know, not suggestion, but like you're selling something you are like expressing your wish in a polite way. So wir würden uns freuen, like we would be pleased. Yeah, we would be pleased. If I had said wir werden uns freuen, then it would mean we will be pleased. You know, we will be happy about it. We'll be glad. But I'm saying würden, it's like polite. You know, if that we would be not exactly we will be we would be, and then you say when you say wenn Sie uns bei der Veranstaltung besuchen würden, if you would visit us at the event. Yeah. Where can you use it? You know, like this sentences are like, you know, I'm not. So if you look at all the sentences, right? Uh, these sentences. So I mean, I normally make sure that when I give you some sentence, you should be able to use it immediately tomorrow in the office. That's what I care. Yeah. Now, if you look at all these sentences, you know, ich könnte dir helfen, wenn ich mehr Zeit hätte. You can use it in office, right? Let's say you have a colleague who keeps asking for uh, help, you can say, right? Yeah, I could help you if I had more time. Let's look at the next sentence, right? Wir könnten das Meeting auf nächste Woche verschieben, wenn es dir passt. Of course, you can use it. You're talking to a client and you really need their contract, and of course their money. Then you do whatever you can to get the contract, right? The client says, I don't have time. You say, yeah, we can do it next week. Yeah. Next one is müüsten. Yeah. Again, ich müsste mehr lernen, wenn ich die Prüfung bestehen wollte. Again, you cannot, I mean, you can use it not in office life, but you can use it in, like, you're learning German, right? If you want to pass the exam, please do more homework, please learn more. This one, du müsstest die Unterlagen bis Freitag einreichen, wenn du den Bericht rechtzeitig fertigstellen möchtest. You can use it like it's, I mean, okay, I think it's kind of like those from the IT department, it's like, escalation. Someone is not doing something and then you have to escalate the issue, and then you can use statements like this. You would need to submit the documents by Friday, or like, push the code by Friday. Let's look at the next two sentences. Like, ich no, okay, this one second. This one, dürfte ich Sie um einen Gefallen bitten? If you want to ask someone for a favor, don't say darf. You can say darf, but dürfte is much more polite. Yeah. Yeah. Let's continue. Just telling you, I am also doing it. You should also, when you learn something, learn a new verb, the statements that you should make should be those that you can use it tomorrow or maybe today. Don't make sentences which are like you will never say. Yeah. All right. So we covered all this. Then würden also we covered. So far I have told you that, like, I mean, almost every verb in German language has a Genitiv II form. Do you need to know all of them? You don't have to, but you can. So what do you need to know? Just some verbs, all the modal verbs and würden, and I will show you two or three more verbs. Whose Genitiv II you should know because they are quite often used in daily life. That's why. So let's look at two more verbs. Hätten and wären. So hätten is Genitiv II form of haben. So the first box at the top. So hätten is Genitiv II form of haben. Again, where can you use it? I have 1 million euros. Like, this is like I have, but uh, let's say, but I don't have, of course. But if I had 1 million euros, I would yeah, buy a nice house near the lake where I live right now. Yeah. So if I say if I had, I'm expressing a hypothetical scenario, right? So to have, the verb is haben, but because I'm expressing a hypothetical scenario, if I had, I cannot use haben. I mean, I can, but I should use hätten, the Genitiv II form of hätten. One example, the first scenario is hypothetical situation. Wenn ich mehr Geld hätte, if I had more money, if I had more money, könnte ich mir ein neues Auto leisten, Now you are using könnten and hätten together, I can afford a new car. You can say, ich kann ein neues Auto leisten. I could. So you'll have to use könnten. Yeah. So wenn ich mehr Geld hätte, könnte ich ein neues Auto leisten. If I had more money, I could afford a new car. Then it can also be a regret, So when, like, you can convert a hypothetical situation to a regret, right? For example, ich hätte das Buch gekauft, wenn ich gewusst hätte, dass es so beliebt ist, I would have bought the book, if I had known, gewusst hätte, yeah, gewusst hätte. So, just remember, whenever you want to use the verb haben in a hypothetical way, go with hätten. That's it, yeah. So, that's it. Then wären is Genitiv II of sein, yeah. So again, where can you use it? I am, uh, let's say, a rich guy. I wish I were a rich guy. There is a difference, right? Yeah, what happened? One second. Uh, yeah, so I am a rich guy. Ich bin ein reicher Mann. Uh, if I were a rich guy, wenn ich ein reicher Mann wäre. Yeah, so hypothetical to be. So, hypothetical state, when ich ein again, this sentence is, I don't know why I wrote it, but let's say if I were a bird, if you want, if I'm a bird, ich bin ein Vogel, but if I were a bird, you will say wären and not sein. And of course, you'll have to use wären, conjugate it for the given subject. So for ich, it is wäre. Yeah. Polite inquiry, wäre es möglich? You can say, is it possible? So you can say, ist es möglich? But if you want to be polite and you want to say, would it be possible? Then you will say, wäre es möglich? Yeah, wäre es möglich? If you are calling some authority in Germany and if you want to be polite, if you want to like get an appointment earlier, you can say, you can of course say, ist es möglich? But if you want to sound more polite, you say, wäre es möglich? Yeah, wäre es möglich? So, any questions about hätten and wären? When to use them? Okay. This is the conjugation table for all the verbs that you should know in Konjunktiv II. Uh, Anybody wants to go through them? Read just once. I don't want to read. Somebody has to read. Yeah, Akash, please read.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So first, möchten, möchte, möchtest, möchte,
No, just like
möchten,
no, just
möchtet.
no. Read a little bit louder. Can't hear you properly. Ich möchte, du möchtest.
Okay.
Go like this, column by column.
Okay, got it. Ich möchte, du möchtest, sie, es möchte, wir möchten, ihr möchtet, sie möchten. Ich könnte, du könntest, sie, es könnte, wir könnten, ihr könntet, sie könnten. Ich dürfte, du dürftest, sie, es dürfte,
No,
wir
stop. No. You're saying Drew. It's not Drew. It's du.
dürfte. Ja.
Ich dürfte. Okay,
Ich
just imagine
dürfte.
there is no R in the word. Just ignore the R part.
Okay. Ich dürfte. Du dürftest. Sie, es dürfte. Wir dürften. Ihr dürftet. Sie dürften. Ich sollte. Du solltest. Sie, es sollte. Wir sollten. Ihr solltet. Sie sollten. Ich müsste. Du müsstest. Sie, es müsste. Wir müssten. Ihr müsstet. Sie müssten. Ich werde. Du wärest.
Okay,
Sie,
here just a
es.
correction. So this you can have this A over here, whereas, or you can just say wes. You can ignore the E part also
West.
in the writing. So you can just say we umlaut este.
Okay. Du wärst.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sie, es wäre. Wir wären. Ihr wärt oder wärte. Wäret. Okay. Und sie wären. Ich hätte. Du hättest. Sie, es hätte. Wir hätten. Ihr hättet. Sie hätten. Ich würde. Du würdest. Sie, es würde. Wir würden. Ihr würdet. Sie würden.
Yeah.
I have some pronunciation problem with möchten or müssten. It's something like how we identify if someone is saying möchten or möchten. I don't know. That is.
Like you cannot figure out what someone is saying, or you cannot pronounce properly.
Yes. No, I am also not able to pronounce. Also, I don't understand if someone is saying like möchten or möchten. It seems like sometimes it's same. Seems
Okay.
like.
Okay. Normally, like it's clear from the context, right? Like also the möchte has this sh sound in it, sh, and müüsten has s. It's not sh, it's s.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
Got
this
it.
this is like möchte,
Möchten.
mösch, and this is muse. There is no sh. It's plain simple S.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. If you look at this now, guys, if you have decided to learn language, uh, at every point, like quite often, you will have to learn some things by heart, and this is one of those points. You have to remember this table. You cannot make mistakes over here. Yeah, if you come to B1 and if you make spelling mistakes, like if you don't remember this table, please don't come to B1. Yeah, may sound rude, but telling you, don't come to B1 if you cannot remember this table. And having being rude, let me tell you how you can remember this table. So all you have to do is remember the first row of the table. Möchten, könnten, dürften, sollten, müüsten, wären, hätten, würden. If you remember this one, that's all you have to do. You can build this table very easily. So if you look at ZZ here, it's the same, right? Möchten, könnten, dürften, sollten, müüsten, wären. It's the same. So you don't have to remember this row. Also look at wir. It's the same row, right? Möchten, könnten, dürften, sollten, müüsten, wären, hätten, würden, right? So if you remember the first row, you remember the conjugation for wir and ZZ because it does not change, right? Now, what about ihr? What about ihr? All you have to do is take the n away and put te over there. Check. Möchten, take the n away, put te, it becomes möchtet. Könnten, take the n away and put te over there, könntet. Dürften, take the n away and put te over there, it means dürftet. Sollten, if you take the te away, it becomes solltet. Müüsten, if you take the n away, it becomes müüstet. Wären, take the n away and put t over there, wärt or wäret. Hätten, take the n away and put te, hättet. Würden, take the n away and put te over there, würdet, right? So, now for wir and zz it does not change. For ihr, you have to take the n away and put te over there. Now only three are left: ich, du, and rsz. For ihr, you had to take the n away and put te over there. For ich, you just have to take the n away. That's all. Don't have to put anything. So just take the n away. Möchten, möchte. Könnten, könnte. Dürften, dürfte. Sollten, sollte. Müüsten, müsste. Wären, wäre. Hätten, hätte. Würden, würde. Okay? Not so difficult. Just have to take the n away. Check for zs. It's the same as ich. Möchte, möchte. Könnte, könnte. Dürfte, dürfte. Sollte, sollte. Right? You just have to, 1 second, guys. You just have to take that. That's all, right? Then let us look at do. So for ia, you take the n away and you put te over there, right? For do, same process, almost similar process. Take the n away and put st. So möchten, take the n away, put st, it becomes möchtest. Dürften, take the n away and put st over there, dürftest. Sollten, take the n away and put st, solltest. Müüsten, take the n away and put st, müüstest. For wären, take the n away and put st, wäres, or you can just remove the e part as well and say wär's. Hätten, take the n away and put st, hättest. Würden, take the n away and put st, würdest. So I just told you, if you remember this row, like the actual, like just the Grund form or the infinitive form of the verbs in Konjunktiv II form, you can build this table very easily. So before you show up for B1 or before you show up for next session, remember this table. Any questions? No questions. So yeah, I think homework for you, think of some scenarios where you need to use möchten, könnten, dürften, sollten, müssten, wären, hätten, würden, and these verbs, wären, hätten, you have to use them, yeah? And write some sentences, like write 5 to 10 sentences for each of these verbs. And these scenarios should be somewhat like, not some very imaginary. You can actually use them in daily life, yeah? So, if there are no more questions, we can now talk about genitive case in German language. What you see, right? Yeah. No questions, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No questions. Okay. I'm going to help you understand now genitive case in German language. There are 4 cases in German language: nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. So far, you have learned nominative, accusative, dative. Now you will learn genitive case. I think genitive case is very easy. It's one of the it's the easiest one in German language. Why do I think that? You will understand as we go through the content, as I help you understand it. So what you see right now are some, like, boxes on the left side where I say without genitive, with genitive, with genitive, without genitive, and so on. On the right side you see one table, looks like it contains all the articles, right? So you see des, der, einer, right? And at the end you see, like at the bottom, you see this let me just use my marker. Anyhow, can't use the marker, so sorry. What you see right now is at the bottom you see this, in this statement in German the genitive case is one of the 4 grammatical cases. Don't try to read that, please just follow what I'm saying. Yeah, let us look at all these examples on the left side. So I say without genitive, I have a statement that says das ist das Auto, and then I say with genitive, das ist das Auto des Mannes. So I took a statement, das ist das Auto, and I added more information to it with the help of des Mannes. So das ist das Auto means this is the car or that is the car, and das ist das Auto des Mannes, I'm saying this is the car of that man, right? So man's car, des Mannes means man's. Let's look at the next example. Wir gehen nicht spazieren. So we are not going for a walk. The next sentence is wir gehen wegen des Regens nicht spazieren. So you are providing a reason, So we are not going for a walk because of the rain. So here wegen means because and des Regens means of the rain. Try to follow: of the rain, of the man. Next sentence, ich sehe das Buch. And the next sentence is, ich sehe das Buch der Lehrerin. Ich sehe das Buch means I see the book. Ich sehe das Buch der Lehrerin means like book of home, like teacher's book, I see the book of the teacher. Try to follow: of the teacher. Next sentence, sie besucht die Ausstellung. Ausstellung means exhibition. Now the next sentence says, sie besucht die Ausstellung des Museums. Yeah. Again, des Museums means of museum, yeah, or museums. Try to follow: of museums or museums. Das ist das Zimmer, this is the room, or that is the room. Das ist das Zimmer meines Bruders, yeah. This is the room of my brother, or this is my brother's room. Of brother, my, or brothers, of. Next sentence, wir sprechen über die Arbeit. We are talking about the work. Wir sprechen über die Arbeit unseres Chefs. Unseres Chefs, of boss or bosses. Try to follow. Next sentence. Die Kinder spielen im Garten. The children are playing in the garden. Die Kinder spielen im Garten der Nachbarn. Yeah? Der Nachbarn, of neighbor or neighbors. The children are playing in the neighbor's garden. Das ist das Foto. This is the picture. This is the photo, or that is the photo. Das ist das Foto meiner Eltern. This is the photo of my parents, or this is my parents' photo of or parents. Yeah. So what you understand so far, genitive. So I can tell you that this article des, and then you have des, you have der, then you have des, then you have minus, then you have unseres, then you have der again, then you have minor. These are articles, and these articles are in genitive case. Why are they in genitive case? Because of the noun, and you normally, you ask like, is this noun in genitive case or in dative case or in accusative case? And if the noun is in the accusative case, dative or genitive case, the article has to be, right? So here, so das ist das Auto des Mannes. So you, by now you should have some hint that when do you use genitive case? Whenever you are expressing relationship, whenever you want to say something like of blah blah or blah blahs. Yeah. So here, that's what the bottom, the this rectangular box at the bottom says. In German, the genitive case is, of course, one of the 4 grammatical cases, and it is used to show relationship between nouns and other words. Normally relationship. So what kind of relationship? Of. Yeah. So genitive case primarily indicates possession. For example, what, not exactly, but most of the times it's similar to the use of. Yeah, in English you have of, here also of, or something like, you have like apostrophe s, for example, students homework, teacher's car, clients git repository, the git repository of the client. These are like you are saying of, or you are using this possession s or apostrophe s. That's where you will be using, that's where genitive case comes into picture. Now this table, it just gives you the articles in genitive case. If you look at this one, so again, this may look a little bit different than the tables I gave you so far for articles, but uh, here we are covering all the articles. So we are covering definite articles, indefinite articles, possessive article. We are also covering negative articles. So the article, if the noun is masculine or if the noun is neutral, the here the definite article will be this, neutral also will be this. Indefinite article eines, eines. Possessive article meines, deines, seines, ihres, unseres, eures, ihres, and it's the same for neutral. So what do you think? I mean, what do you get it? So you will have to remember, like, definite articles like this and this. This is new for you. But for indefinite article and possessive article, you just have to make the ending sound like s, right? Ein becomes eines. Again, ein becomes eines, mine becomes minus, thine becomes thines, right? So for indefinite article and for possessive article as well as for negative article, negations article, you just have to add the sound of s. Yeah, and that article, you get the article in possessive case, sorry, in genitive case. For definite article, just remember this, this. What about feminine and plural cases? So for feminine and plural cases, indefinite article, you will have there. Okay, there. And indefinite article, possessive article, okay, indefinite article for feminine exists, for, but for plural we don't have indefinite article. So but just remember this, genitive case, indefinite article, possessive article, negative article. For feminine or plural, just have to make the ending sound like air, einer, meiner, deiner, seiner. For masculine and neutrum, you had to make the ending sound like s. So here s, here air. That's it. That's it. Okay. Now, what about the noun? Is there some change in the noun as well? So if you look at over here, des manes, not man, manes. Des regens. So regen mean, like, I'm not saying regen. Regen means rain, but I'm saying regens. But here, there, Lehrerin. Lehrerin, I did not make the ending sound different, right? But museum, I make the ending sound like different. I add S over here. Bruder, I added the ending sound different. Chef, I added the sound different, S. Uh, Plural, nach, pan, I did not make the ending different. L10, plural, I did not make the ending sound different. So what you get from this is, whenever you have the masculine and neutral or neutrum nouns, you will have to make the ending sound like s or s. For feminine plural, there is no change. Okay, so when you find a noun in genitive case, if the noun is masculine or neutral, you will have to make the ending sound like s, either by just adding s or as. But for feminine plural, you don't have to do anything, just make the article different. Remember this. So in genitive case, of course, article changes. Masculine neutral, you will have to make the ending sound like s, as well as the noun ending sound like s, the article as well as the noun's ending. For feminine plural, the noun does not need any new ending, but the article will sound like, ending will sound like air. Any questions so far?
Hmm. Yeah, Rohit, just one question I'm thinking. Like, can we also say in the other way, like, thus is this man is auto, like, or it has to be said in that way only?
Uh,
Like,
no, I mean, I don't really have an answer to your question. Like, can it be said like that? I don't know, to be honest. Yeah.
because even this is the first time I'm
Yeah,
learning
but
about genitive case, and I don't.
but why do
Yeah.
you want to learn a new? I mean, there maybe that's possible, but this is the way that normally people talk.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the way. I mean, maybe you can say it, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you can say it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ravindra, please ask.
Yeah, Rohit, it's clear when I'm talking about myself, right? Thus is minus auto.
No,
But
when you're
when
saying
I'm just
talking of
talking
yourself,
about
you just say this is mine auto, not minus auto.
this is
You're
niche
not
minus
saying
auto.
this is like you say genitive only when it is like off,
Hmm.
right? When you say off, when you say
Okay.
this is my car, there is no off, right? It's just my car.
Hmm. But when I'm just talking about third person, that's auto. That is my wife's auto.
Then
So
you can,
can
I
we
mean,
use
so you can say das ist das Auto meiner Frau. Yeah. Then you
okay
can say
minor
that that
part?
is the car of my wife or that is my wife's car. Then it's possessive. Then it's genitive case. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. I mean, you also have to like have this noun, right? For example, if das ist das Auto des Mannes, if I know this man is Ravindra, and I'm talking to
Hmm.
Ravish, Ravish asks, hey, whose car is it? I can say, hey, this is Ravindra's car. I
Hmm.
don't have to use, I can just say like Ravindra's car. Yeah, that's it. Auto, sorry.
Okay.
But if it's a noun, like of, like, if you have something like noun of noun, then the
Hmm.
of noun part comes in genitive case. Makes sense?
Okay.
Like, you have like das is one noun of another noun. Yeah. Das is I see one noun of another noun. Of another noun will be in genitive case. Makes sense? So in your case, this is the my wife's car. So this is one noun's another noun. Makes sense? Yeah.
Hmm.
But this is my car. This is just like I'm saying this is my car. Like when this was just one noun. This is my noun. Yeah, makes sense? Okay,
Okay.
please ask if I have confused you more. Okay. So let's look at some examples. It becomes clear with examples. Now, you should have one question like, when to add s and when to add as. Yeah. Because in exam they will be very careful. So for example, Manas, I have added as. Yeah. Like Man, I have added as. But Brooder, I added only s. I did not add as. Yeah. Chef, I added only one s. Right. You should have this question, right? So when to add one s and when to add as, that's the question you should have. And I think it's very easy to understand if you just use some basic logic, which I'll give you right now. uh, what happened over here? Yeah. So when to use s and when to use just when to again, this is only about masculine and neutral nouns. Okay, feminine, plural, you don't have to care about the ending of the noun does not change. But for masculine and neutral, the ending of the noun also changes. So when to add a and s and when to add just s. So you add as for one syllable nouns. So like for example, man is one syllable, right? For example, Rohit is two syllables, ro and hit. Yeah. Like Ravish is two syllables, ra and vish. Yeah. So some people, for example, frau is also, I mean, you get like syllables. How many syllables does the noun have? So Manas. Kind is also one syllable, so you add as. Dorf means village, you add just one syllable, right? uh, Whenever you have nouns, like which end with s, this s set, x set, or s seha, then also you add s. For example, house ends with s, so you add as. Fish ends with s seha, so you add as. Glass ends with s, so you add as. Yeah. Kreuz means cross, or like like crossing, you add as. Then let's look at all, like so whenever you have one syllable nouns, or you have nouns ending with these, like when I say one syllable nouns, I mean one syllable nouns which are masculine or neutrum. When I say nouns ending in, I mean like masculine and neutrum nouns ending in these words or word combinations. And then and when to use s, almost every other case. So if you know, you just remember this one, and if you cannot find this case, other scenario, you just have to add s. One example I can give you, summary is over here. So when to use s, one syllable nouns or nouns ending in these alphabets or these alphabet combinations. And when to use est, almost every other masculine and neutral nouns. One thing I can tell you, how to, like, don't, you can remember these rules, but one thing is like, like just what feels normal to say. So if I say des mans is does not, I mean, okay, trying to uh, tell you that you should have a feeling of the German language, which you don't have. But if you just listen to other people talk, you will know what sounds normal, what does not sound normal, you know. So you will never hear someone say months. It's not normal. I'm saying, like, try to, what I'm trying to say is that try to pay attention when others are talking, even if you don't know what they are talking about. Try to pay attention, and this will help your brain develop some kind of feeling, what is right and what is wrong. In this way, someday if you say something wrong, your brain will tell you, hey bro, what are you saying? This does not sound normal. So I'm telling you, develop some kind of intuition for the language, and this only comes if you do a lot of hearing practice. You don't have to watch a movie. Just when colleagues in your office are talking, just pay attention. When you're at a station, pay attention what people are talking about. Okay, having said that, if there are any questions, please ask. So now a few more facts about genitive case. This is the reason I like genitive case, because let's see. So here are some frequently asked questions on genitive case in German language. The first question is, I told you that there are verbs which require the object to be in nominative case. There are verbs which require the object to be in accusative case. Then there are verbs which require the object to be in dative case, right? And you have to learn these verbs and identify them, dative, accusative, or nominative. But genitive case, the question is, are there verbs? The first question is, are there verbs which require the object to be genitive case? The answer is 100% yes. But the good part is, do you need to learn these verbs? No. You don't have to learn these verbs, because, I mean, you can learn them, but normally it is used in a very like in a formal scenario. If you are writing a book, I don't think you are writing. If you are writing a book, you'll need these verbs. If you are doing a very very formal presentation, then you may need these verbs. Only if you want to use them, like, you are hell bent on using these verbs. But normally you don't have to learn these verbs which require the object to be genitive case or the noun to be genitive case. Then what are you supposed to learn with respect to genitive case? Just three things. How do articles change in genitive case? How do adjectives change in genitive case? And which prepositions are genitive ones? So how do articles change in genitive case? You just learned, right? I just showed you this with this table. Then how do adjective endings change in genitive case? It's even more easier. Look at this table. In genitive case, the adjective ending is almost always n. Check n, n, n. Only for when you are not using an article, then you have to learn. So its adjective ending is n for masculine and neutral. For feminine and plural, it is air. So adjective ending in genitive case, it's almost all the time n. Just remember, when you are not using an article, there is an exception. So if you're not using an article, adjective ending is air for feminine and plural. Not so difficult to remember. Then, so three things you have to remember with respect to genitive case: articles change, you know that; adjective endings change, you know that. Then, which prepositions are genitive ones, So in this example, I had used this, uh, wir gehen nicht spazieren. Wir gehen wegen des Regens nicht spazieren, because of the rain, And here, wegen means because, and wegen is a genitive preposition. So wegen, aufgrund, trotz, statt, während, innerhalb, außerhalb. There can be more prepositions, but for now, just remember these. Wegen means because. Aufgrund also means because, or due to the fact, or due to the reason. Trotz means despite. Statt means instead. Während means during. Innerhalb means inside. Innerhalb des Hauses, inside the house. Außerhalb means outside. Außerhalb des Hauses. Yeah. So remember this. Genitive case, something of something, So, any questions, guys? The call will end in 2 minutes. Any questions? Okay. I will end this call. I'll post the link in the group. Please join using. Is there someone who is not in the WhatsApp group joining for the first time? Okay. Then I will end this call, post the link in the group. Please join using that one, and we will continue. Thank you very much for listening. I'll count from 5 to 1, and then I'll end the call. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Yeah. Yeah, I'll end the call. I just have to find the